Neotel's revenue grew by 10% in the first half of the year on the back of a growing customer base across market segments and growth in market share. For more, the group CEO, Sunil Joshi, joins us now in the studio. Sunil, always a pleasure to have you on board. Just looking at that growing customer base, we see that your business customers are up some 18% and your consumers are up some 30%. So a continuation of the positive trends that we saw in the second half of your 2012 results.
Absolutely, Bronwyn. It's always a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me here. But in all that red that you just pointed out, I'm happy to have a little green bar that says we're
That's why I moved on. That's why I moved on to the positive story in the local front.
And it's good to see that some of the strategies that we started upon in the second half of last fiscal have actually gained momentum in the course of this year, and therefore not just our EBITDA, our revenue growing by 10%, but our EBITDA also grew by 276%. So that combined with the revenue growth has given us the confidence that our strategy is starting to work and is in the right direction. Certainly we're not where we would like to be, but our growth in our business customers lends to the focus that we've given by virtue of the infrastructure we've deployed in South Africa and delivering value to South African businesses in terms of optimizing their cost of communications, but also enabling them to leverage innovative technology and solutions that enable them to compete in the domestic as well as the global market. And now we have about 12,000 kilometers of fiber that we have deployed in South Africa, connected to the 5 submarine cable systems, enables us to go to a South African business and say, if you'd like to expand in South Africa, we can certainly help you in network and managed services, but any one of the 300 cities, 200 countries across 6 continents, we can take them there.
So, I mean, when you look at those customer growth numbers, really robust, it's great. Your business is really at a young stage of development. So when you see that revenue growth up only 10% on the back of that kind of customer growth, maybe a little bit of a disappointment there, given that I would see your large competitor there being Telkom, for example, in that space, they're really languishing. That being said, credit due in terms of the growth in customer numbers, but how do we ramp this up? I mean, Neotel started with a lot of fanfare. You've now got the infrastructure out there, and you're going to have to make that infrastructure work for you. How do you change the game going ahead?
Well, it's all about bringing innovative solutions to our customers. Basically, we've been listening to our customers the last year, and they've been saying, can you make it more flexible on the services I need? For example, internet and broadband. There's a huge focus in South Africa. So many a times a business has a 10 meg broadband connection or internet connection that they need, but at the month end, they always have these big batch jobs that they need. So they end up needing 10 extra meg, for example. So they'll buy a 20 meg connection for the whole month, but you're really using it towards the end. So we've launched a product about 4 weeks ago, which is called Broadband Booster. So what it enables a business to do is just buy the 10 meg that you need for the full month. Now at the month end, if you need extra 10 meg for even 2 hours or 1 hour, you can go to the internet, select 1 hour, 10 meg, you will get that available to you then and there. What it means is that your RAND is being stretched further as possibly you can, because every business is looking at optimizing costs. And that's where we believe is our core value proposition to South African businesses, helping them through innovative technology as well as traditional, help them optimize cost and use innovation as a means of doing things better and differently.
Yeah, and you wanted to jump in there?
Yes. Sunil, the strategy that you're espousing now is one of heavy investment. It must be, because technology is expensive, yes, and it's going to be a long time before the shareholders see a return. So chances of a listing must be quite a long way down the road, because after all, the potential investors say, what's in it for us? Not much for quite a long time. And you're going to need shareholders with deep pockets to keep you going at this rate of new investment.
Yeah, and our shareholders have been backing us, and we have a unique combination of shareholders. We have the Tata Group that has majority stake within Neotel, and they give us the value of global best practice, right, global reach. And we can leverage that to bring solutions into South Africa and the region we serve. Communitel, otherwise Telkom Namibia, is our second major shareholder, and they give us the context of how to do business in SADC, which are strong trading partners with the surrounding SADC region countries. And Nexus Connections, which is our local shareholder here, our BE partner, gives us the context of how to do business in South Africa. It is a brilliant combination to have. Now it's about making it work better for us, such that we end up seeing more than the growth we've seen so far.
And Sunil, you mentioned SADC. What traction are you seeing in those territories?
Well, we're seeing a fair bit of traction, considering the fact that our whole value proposition strategically is around dominance in IP and converged services, managed, and occupying a strategic position between South Africa and SADC because of strong trading partner relationships between the two geographies. And in that, we have a lot of customers that are now expanding into Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe. So having infrastructure that enables us to take our customers into those geographies is improving. And therefore, so is our ability to take them there.
What is your biggest challenge in the South African telco space? Perhaps what keeps you up at night?
Well, I can say 3, not just one.
So you're not
There are many
sleeping
that
easy.
keep us up. I mean, one of our biggest advantages in South Africa, I'll start with apart from the shareholding structure, is our people. And that's our biggest asset that we really have. Now, my CFO doesn't really believe that that's an asset on the P&L, but our people, and we have a team of 1,000 Neotelers now that are passionate about their business and giving it everything they've got to create history for South Africa by making the SNO a successful business. And second is we're thanking our customers because they've supported us in this 6-year young journey by giving us their support, but also we've had our ups and downs and improved in service levels to our customers over the time. But coming to the challenge, our challenge is getting access to every customer that wants to buy our service. And we're slowly expanding our footprint, but we continue the battle on LLU and working with the CAS and the government to see how we can bring that to shape. Newer technologies being brought in. Skills and resources remains a challenge of how do you deploy those technologies with the domestic skills and challenges. Now, a few years ago, we thought we'll be part of the solution. So we developed the Neotel Training Academy, and we actually bring out telco experts in terms of putting them through a 1-year orientation of a course through our partners. We've got examples where some drivers have participated in that course. Now they're fiber splicers. We employ about 70% of those people in our business, 30% go into the industry.
Mohammed, you indicated you want another question?
Yeah, I mean, Sunil, that's exciting. This innovation, the new technology certainly gives you an edge, specifically in a mature market like South Africa, and also by extension the SADC region.
Yes.
Thoughts of growth beyond that, onto the rest of the continent. How do you see that playing out? Is it something on your agenda?
Absolutely it is, because South African businesses are looking for growth. They're looking for growth within domestic South Africa, the region SADC, or sub-Saharan Africa, or emerging or mature markets as a matter of fact. So what we've done is we've taken our 12,000 kilometers of fiber, 5 submarine cable systems, and connected it into Tata Communications global infrastructure of 365,000 kilometers of submarine cable assets on the seabed, which enables us to go to customers and say we can connect them to any geography that they're wishing to expand the business from an infrastructure, network service, or voice capability standpoint. So today, if a customer says, I'd like to expand into Asia, and I'd like to get a data center service and local network services in Singapore, we can do that sitting right here.
But what if that same customer says, I want to expand into Nigeria?
We have points of presence through Tata Communications in Nigeria.
So
and
you've
Kenya
got
itself.
the whole continent covered effectively?
Almost. Well, where we don't, which is landlocked, we have a satellite capability that provides connectivity into the landlocked parts of Africa. It does become more expensive relative to fiber and other network infrastructure services, but it is available. So it allows businesses to still conduct business despite the fact that your network fiber infrastructure isn't everywhere. And it'll take time to build.
Just one question, Sunil.
Yeah.
From a competitive environment point of view,
Yes.
clearly, if we say who is the big the big bear in this field, and it's Telkom, you clearly have no fear of them intruding on your growth plans.
Well, we've been punching above our weight from the start. Yes. 6 years ago, we were a business with 2 people, a laptop, and a spreadsheet. 6 years later, we're 1,000 people with an infrastructure that is our differentiating point. But it's the services we ride on the infrastructure is what really differentiates us. Last week in Cape Town, we had launched the new second public telepresence room, which enables now between Johannesburg and Cape Town, you can have live meetings over telepresence happening without the need to travel.
So we don't have to waste 2 hours in the morning and 2
5
hours
hours.
in the evening. Yeah,
You waste
5
5
hours
hours one way.
effectively,
Yeah.
one way.
I timed it.
You're going to start making use of this?
I think it's certainly very, very encouraging. I've always been
Well,
a
with
fan
the airline industry in disarray, it's a good option.
Yeah, and what's great is it's great for small business. Big business has the ability to put in video conference facilities and the rest, but there are lots of people out there where this would really come in terms of facilitating business. I think that's a big positive.
And Bronwyn, for 3,500 Rand for 2 rooms for 1 hour, it's a lot more cheaper and it gives you a lot more productive time to spend at home or at the office if you choose.
And it's got the green advantage.
And it's got the green advantage. You're absolutely right.